The first thing we're going to do is say congratulations to Spain on defeating Argentina to win the World Cup. 1 billion people watched worldwide as the tournament held its championship match at MetLife Stadium in Jersey. There was a star-studded halftime show with everyone from Madonna to the Muppets, and it seems like, and you know, I'm just saying, look at Shakira moving those hips, baby. I was like, Shiki, what you doing? I mean, she was doing it. Look at them. They're just so happy.
So happy.
By the way, she was shaking them hips in front of her ex-husband.
Oh,
her
that's
cheating
right.
ex-husband who was sitting there having to see them hips. He's too old to be on the field, but she's not.
I don't know anything about any of that. But I will say, it did seem like some people got a very chilly, like a boo chilly reception from the crowd. So what?
President of the United States on the field.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Alongside Gianni Infantino.
I want to know what you all saw, because I didn't get to watch it, so I'm interested in what you all, and what was the standouts.
It was so fantastic. You know, I always forget, and I tell people all the time that my husband is a Spaniard because he was born in Spain, his family's in Spain, until the World Cup comes around. Like, he goes to the World Cup, he watches games all the time. He's been wearing his España shirt for about a week. I know that it must smell, but he invited tons of people to our house, unbeknownst to me. At 1 o'clock, all these Spaniards start rolling into my house. They are screaming. I am like caught up in it as well. It was so exciting, especially because of these two players, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. They had played for 265 minutes. They had 20 chances at goals. They got 1 goal, 3 assists, and my husband has explained to me, they've changed the pace of the game.
Look at this one talking about soccer.
I know, right? I was all up in it. And I think Nico Williams in particular, he dedicated the World Cup glory to his Ghanaian mother. Apparently, they're originally from Ghana, and Nico's parents endured a life-threatening journey in the 90s, crossing the Sahara Desert on foot with his mother heavily pregnant, so that they could go to Spain and get a better, and reach a better life. And now he is on the world stage as a member of...
almost a full fourth of the players that played here. So there was like 1,248 players. 25% of them were born in a country different than they were playing for.
Yes.
So what you saw there for 39 days is a celebration of immigration. So many of those players were, a lot of them were born in refugee camps and had to go through some, incredible conditions and situations in order to get to where they were. I thought it was a party for 39 days. I think it was beautiful to celebrate the different nations and see all these people walking around our streets. Now, there is
Can I just point out, he looks like somebody inserted his picture.
I know.
He doesn't look like
because he inserted himself. But I mean, it's like, I don't know how this guy thinks that he's not gonna get booed in a stadium that's full of Latin Americans and Spaniards.
Yeah.
Right? When I was looking at the Argentine team, and they've got all these tattoos and they're going up on stage to get their second place medals, I thought to myself, if these guys weren't on this field, if they were standing in front of a Home Depot, Trump's ICE would be racially profiling them and dragging them through the streets.
Correct.
And as far as Spain, let me just tell you some of the things he has recently said about Spain.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to trade with them. I don't want to do any more trade with them. Make it immediately. Don't even talk to them. They're hopeless. Bad people. And Spain is a loser, he said in March. Oh, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
They are winners.
No, they're not.
I just think, congratulations to Spain, but I also want to say congratulations to Argentina, because that was such an amazing final. To watch a team teams that could hold each other at 0 until overtime gives every fan a phenomenal watch.
I will say that
Messi is just-
Spain actually dominated.
Well, Spain did because they were on offense almost the entire game, and Argentina really did kill it on defense for a long time.
The goalie was very impressive.
Oh my gosh,
Something
the goalie
like
was
11
unbelievable.
saves.
Yes,
11 saves.
but we were a bit of a house divided because I was cheering on Messi purely because he's 39. This is probably his last World Cup. He's one of the greatest of all times. But my son is a big Lamine Yamal fan, and he was so excited watching this. And I just want to shout out Lamine Yamal's little brother.
Oh,
because
God, yes.
This kid, who I think we have a picture of, stole the show. This is his 3-year-old brother who they'd show in the audience. They showed him running up, this little guy. And one really cool thing about Lamine Yamal is there is a contest that Lamine Yamal's parents won where Lionel Messi was holding him as a newborn. So to imagine when they came to the field, that is Lamine Yamal being washed. Like, imagine going head to head.
He was playing, Lionel Messi was playing for Barcelona at the time, for Barca.
Yes.
And so they were doing a calendar. And it was to raise money for UNICEF. And that's how, so it was, and he's 19 years old and Messi is 39.
19 years old on the world stage, and he is also an immigrant. Well, he was born in Spain, but his parents are Moroccan and I believe Ghanaian.
Well, and the halftime show made me cry. It was a Sunday. I had been to church earlier that day.
I liked it.
Oh, I loved it. I thought the uplifting messaging of just watching all the flags, all the people, and it kept having this message of we don't have to speak the same language to speak the same language on a field.
Bad Bunny needs to be in charge of every halftime show.
No,
I loved it.
Madonna killed it. BTS, like the combo. Justin Bieber had something for everyone. Shakira, it was amazing. But I had a really unpopular take that divided my family. I like the World Cup more than the Olympics.
Me
and
too.
I have to say why. Thank you.
Why?
It's nearly every nation on earth. Every region thrives in it. The Arab nations, Latin American. We're getting good at it, but we're not as good as the Europeans. Like in America, it's one sport, the whole world coming together to like compete in it. It's not as distracting as like
it's so
love
long.
the luge, but it's too much to
It
follow.
is the most
like
popular sport in the world,
it is the
and I
best
think we
game
don't
on earth.
realize that.
Well, because we didn't
Americans.
start out playing soccer.
But
We
we're getting good.
play. We're getting better. Listen, Pele came over here and said, "Look, y'all,
That's right.
You are way behind the thing."
remember Pele.
Pele. That was my that was my friend.
You know what?
Yeah.
Next year is the Women's World Cup. It's going to happen in Brazil. We got to give those ladies a flower.
So, I mean, listen, from what I saw, I thought it was really good for people in charge of this country to see what it was like to be on the world stage with people from other countries and get respect, not disrespect. Nobody disrespected.
Nope.
To be respected by people who you've said terrible things about. It made me happy to see you have to deal with
I
it.
think we should also mention that there was a Somali referee who was supposed to be at the World Cup and
was held by
who was
ICE.
denied a visa by this Trump administration.
Many people were
to do
denied
this job.
visas to come in and do this.
This is wrong.
But you know what? If you only hurt yourself when you try to hurt the immigrant community. It's just the way it is.